Hello, welcome to Boardgame Bonkers. I'm JC. This is a month in review where we go back and have a look at October's videos that were released. So some you might have missed. And before we get started and dive into this, please do consider subscribing to the channel. I'm actually going to show you a stat that shows around 93% who look at my videos don't actually subscribe to the channel. But please do consider doing so. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And you might see some lovely juicy videos that come out that perhaps some you might miss if you don't subscribe. Now, I'm going to also go through some stats. I like sharing these. I think these are quite fun. So YouTube Studio gives you some stats and statistics. So let's dive in and have a look at them. So before we actually go through our videos that I've released, and perhaps you'll see some that I've missed. So the first thing is that looking at the week between the 16th and 22nd of October, and I'm going to show you the whole month, believe it or not, I've actually released a couple of short 60-second videos on YouTube Shorts, so check them out if you haven't. As you can see, the one with the baby, you're wondering what on earth is a baby got to do with board games, check it out. I was just messing about, trying a few different things. My son wanted to get involved as well, so yeah, have a look at them. So what else? We actually had 415 new people tune in, which was great during that week, 16th to the 22nd of October. That's quite interesting because if you look at the stats, at the end of October, from the 5th into November, 277. But we actually had 6 subscribers, whereas prior to that, between the 16th and 22nd of October, we actually had 5 subscribers. So more doesn't mean that you're getting more subscribers. So it just goes to show. So what else have we got? Well, look at the top 3 that were watched during that week, the 16th to the 22nd of October. And 10 board game accessories was the top one, and 10 storage solutions. I wasn't expecting these videos to gain so many views. I think we had over 2,000 views in these videos, which is fantastic. And as you can see, I've done another YouTube short there, 3 board games, small ones. So check that out if you can. But it's quite interesting because you look at the end of the month in terms of the top games. Top 10 board game accessories was top of the list again, so it shows that's very popular. So thank you so much. And we also had Shaolia, which we'll show you in just a second. You might have missed that review. So let's go back, okay? A few other stats. One thing I want to improve, and I said this at the very start of launching this channel, I want to create a sense of community. Now, as you can see, we've got 19 likes and 1 comment. I would like to get more involvement. I want you to comment, get involved, let me know what you think about the channel. What do you think about that particular review? Let me know your thoughts and views. I really want to create that sense of community. I don't just want to be a channel about there's a video for this, and you're not getting involved. I want you to get involved as much as you can. And you'll see later on in this video that I do listen to the feedback and I produce videos that you want me to produce. So we'll come into that a bit later. So it plays a little game here in the YouTube Studio, and that's on the app. It is. I haven't actually seen it on the desktop one, and it gets you to guess which ones, how many people viewed your videos, total of hours, which video did they view the most, all that kind of thing. As you can see, we had 23 hours worth of videos being watched during the week of 16th to 22nd of October, and as we've seen, 277 people tuned in towards the end of October into November, which is where we are now, into November, and you can see that what was the most viewed, watched, and it plays another little game, and as you can see, 10 board game accessories is still the #1 watched video, which is quite interesting, even at the end of October into November. So I was quite surprised at that. I wasn't expecting to do so well. But thank you if you're one of those who watched it, and I hope you enjoyed it. And what was interesting, and I was quite intrigued by that, I want to show you, is that 93% of people watching my videos are not subscribed. So if you're one of those people who kind of skim or see my video, perhaps it's come in your YouTube feed, perhaps it's been recommended through the algorithm, please do consider subscribing to the channel, because there might be content that comes out that will be enjoyable. Perhaps there's some reviews you've missed, and perhaps there's some reviews of older games that you've forgotten about and want to see a fresh review of it. So do consider subscribing to the channel and hit those like buttons. So I can see people are viewing the likes of Board Game Co. And the Dice Tower, and Totally Tabled and Shut Up and Sit Down, but aren't subscribing to my channel. And that could be because it's not for you, or perhaps it's a one-off and you just weren't interested in that one video, but you never know unless you subscribe. Now let's get to the videos and let's have a look at what yous were watching, so or perhaps had missed. So we did a unboxing. Why on earth is this really bad. There we go. That's better quality. So this unboxing, we had a few games. One was Star Wars Destiny, and I actually picked this up for a fiver. I was quite surprised, and I thought actually this is something my son might want to play, although he decided against that when I tried to get him involved. So this is something I'll play with Kim. We also had All Creatures Big and Small, so Agricola, and here's another one that's popping out. We had the Oaths of the Brotherhood, which I'm really interested to play because it seems similar. It's almost like a 1.5 to Lords of Waterdeep. So that's the game I'm interested in. I really like Lords of Waterdeep. But yeah, check that video, the unboxing out if that interests you. Let's have a look what else we got. And we got another unboxing. So we did an unboxing of Agricola, the big box, All Creatures Big and Small. I've got the family edition. I played the original Agricola. I actually prefer the family edition, and I've actually pumped it up with my own expansion, which I put on Board Game Geek if you're interested in that. But I was interested to get the Big and Small Agricola to see what that two-player version is like, so you can check that video out. We did another unboxing and we did Lobotomy 2 Manhunt. Now this is a Kickstarter version, so check that out if you've missed that. And I was really intrigued to see what the minis, how the artwork was. I really like the theme of this kind of asylum that you're in and trying to escape. And we then did 10 storage solutions for your board games. And I came up with a couple of unique ways to store your board games. If you haven't seen that, do check it out. There's some really useful hints and tips there. I then did a video later on in the month, October, which was 10 Halloween board game accessories. And I'm quite surprised that this didn't get as many views as I would have thought. And I thought it would be a bit different. And at the end, I actually do 10 board games. So, it's worth checking it out. If you've kind of skipped past that, perhaps you thought it wasn't for you, even go to number 10 and have a look at the 10 Halloween board games that I recommend. But there's some really good Halloween accessories here that are worth checking out and just to spice your Halloween up next year. So it's worth checking out. We also did a review of Shallowly Warring States. Now, this is a game I actually quite enjoy, but there is a slight flaw with this game. If you want to know what that is, then check out that review. But it is a fun, enjoyable game. I really enjoy this. We also did a review of BIOS Origins. Now this was controversial because to me there was a major flaw in the game. Now rightly so, a couple of views in the community did make comment that I failed to mention that you do actually get points when you take buildings off, urbanization, to place onto the main map. You are getting points on the track. The problem was, which I did point out in the review, was that those buildings constantly get destroyed, which means that they get put back onto the track, so you lose those points. That's really frustrating. So the other thing they pointed out was the starvation element, where you can actually get points when you can starve the opponents, but there is a little rule that gets you out of there if you've only got one immigrant, which you must have all time on the map. But I still feel that this game is very flawed and broken, and yes, it was controversial, and I'm sure I've disappointed and perhaps hurt a few people out there who love this game, and that's perfectly fine. My opinion is that I really dislike this game. I just felt it was completely broken, and I did call it trash. Perhaps that's too harsh a word. Well, you let me know. But I hope you enjoyed the review. It's very honest, and I want to be honest with my reviews. I don't want to hold back and just say a game is good for the sake of saying it's good. I want to give my opinions and my love for games and why I like certain games and perhaps why I don't like certain games. But check that out. It's a very heavy Euro game. Next, we also did Under the Meeple Light. So first up, we're into season 1 at the moment, episode 4. We had Roberto Demiglio. He did War of the Rings, and that's quite an interesting one. Do check that one out. It's really fun. And we also did Under the Meeple Lights with Jeff Irving. Now, Jeff Irving's got quite a unique, quite an interesting system called I think it's Frahode system, and it's worth checking that out just to learn a bit more about his company and what he's doing and when it's coming to Kickstarter, which I think it is in 2024, early 24. It's coming out next year in Kickstarter, so check that out with Jeff. Real good fun with him. And we also did and we have continuing going. I want to keep this going. Is the Bonkers show. I really like that because it's different and unique. So we did in one what's called the AI Showdown, man versus the robot. So that's where we get Alexa. We test it and put it through its paces, but it does have some limitations which I'll talk about in this video. And we also put it through its paces. We've got a few more coming out to do with Alexa and testing it out through all these different ways you can get get involved in playing different games with it. You've got these escape room and adventure type games you can do with it. There's all sorts. So check those videos out. They are different. I just want to vary the content. I don't want to be just about doing board game reviews. I want to do a variety of different videos so you can see that it's more like a bit of a kind of almost TV program series where you get not just the same thing, it varies, it's different. So finally, this was a request from one of our subscribers, and we did protecting your board game design. Now, when we did 10 ways to protect your board games, they had unfortunately assumed that that was to do with protecting your board games as in copyright and trademarking. It wasn't. So I agreed I would do a video all about copyright, trademarking, gave very specific examples and rule, law, court, and outcomes on what had happened to certain big, large companies that were taken to court over copyright issues. And also we covered Magic the Gathering and their trademarking. But it's worth checking that out and having a look if you're a game designer looking to release, or perhaps you're a publisher, it's worth checking out. I did look at both the UK and US law, put a huge amount of effort into this. And I had to do a lot of reading on the legislations. So I hope you appreciate that. It took me hours and hours and hours to do. So I put as much detail in a concise way as possible. So what do we have coming up in November? We have got a lot of good videos. We'll continue with an Under a Maple Light show. They're coming up. Bonkers show, we're going to continue with that. We've got videos coming out for that. There are a couple of different reviews we're going to do. I'm going to try and bring back the free links review. I have been a bit slow getting that done because I've been so busy, and hopefully we'll get that out very soon. And I'm thinking maybe starting with something around worker placement. We'll see. And it's where I've got time to start cramming all of that in. Well, I have a full-time job, so it's really difficult to put everything in and space it all out in my life. But I hope you enjoy these videos and I hope you appreciate the catch-up. I think that's useful and the recap for you to have a look at perhaps some videos you've missed and you might want to go and check them out. But please do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so, and give our videos a like, and please get involved. We love to hear from you, so we want to read your comments. We will reply to every comment. We like reading them. We'd like you to get involved. Let us know what you think. Let us know whether you want us to continue or stop doing a certain thing on the channel, because we want the channel to be for you and we want you to enjoy it. So thanks so much for watching this, and until next time, take care.